This is Highland Radio on a Monday night, and as always on a Monday night sessions, we go straight to our studio guests and we say hello and welcome to Matt Benson. Matt, good evening to you.
Hey Paul, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Matt. It's lovely to see you at long last. I was listening on the night, intently listening on the night you were on with Jimmy, and I was blown away by your story. You have quite a remarkable story as regards where you are now and where it all started and stuff like that. You have an album coming out now on the 11th of July.
I do indeed, yeah.
Is your first album?
First album, yeah. First time ever putting out stuff that wasn't the trombone, basically.
Yeah.
So I've been writing songs and stuff for now about 5 years, and it's finally coming to fruition now. So it's
12 tracks in this album.
12 tracks, yeah. 12 tracks, yeah.
Well, tell me this. We're going to talk more because I've loads to talk about. But if we go straight into a piece of music, if you don't mind, and this first song you're going to do first. Sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're on. It's a hectic weekend.
Aye.
Are we all right now? Oh, we're getting there now. So anyway, Matt, sorry, the first.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. 100%. Yeah. Thanks very much, Jimmy.
That's it. Sit down there, Jimmy. What are we going to? The first song you're going to do first. Sorry.
I'm going to play "Sit Back Down" again. It's a song. It's done very well, like 55,000 streams or something like that on Spotify, and I don't really know how that happened. It just has happened for me. It's a song very dear to my heart, you know. A song that I wrote about my sister, who passed away. She died very tragically when she was 13, and I was 10. And
God, that was very close in years for the two of you. Is there many in your family?
Well, there was 5 of us, and then obviously that made it 4, you know. Yeah. Well, sorry, 5. There was 6, and now we're 5. So I have 2 brothers as well. And my sister died when she was 13, and it was like a nuclear bomb went off in the house. You know, we all just were so devastated, and that kind of loss, you know, you live with for the rest of your life. You know, people say you get over stuff like that, and actually, you don't. I don't think. I think you just learn to live with it. You know, and I think you
were very young for that trauma.
Very young, very young, and it was an interesting thing to happen. And this song, it's a song I dedicate to my sister Catherine, and those times, you know, and I kind of imagine her in the song, kind of wishing me well, you know, from wherever she could be, you know, that kind of thing. It's a blessing from beyond.
When I told you about this song, come on my Spotify chill list. It's one of them. I don't know where it came out, but and all the songs on it are brilliant. But your song came on, and I had heard it on here, but I didn't. You know, it was so beautiful. It was so well produced. Your vocals, everything about it. It was like, this is top drawer song. It really is. You know.
Class.
So congratulations on that. But for maybe people that haven't heard it, I'd love you to share it with us now.
Aye, thanks very much, Paul. Yeah, I'd be delighted to have a go and see if I can play it here live in the studio. Sit back down again. I'll play a wee bit of piano here at the start.
Okay.
Yeah. Kathy closes the suitcase, running late for the bus that takes her when she goes. Why don't you stay another night? I have a drink and watch the fight. But with a smile she told me, hey, I've got to go. And when you're feeling down, won't you have a little talk with yourself? As if you were your own best friend. On the day that there's no such thing as easy, I pick up that phone to come and see me. Gotta know when to work real hard and when to sit back down again. And I said, hey, sit down, sit down, sit back down again. Sail the 7 oceans, bring back stories to tell. You might wanna dance with a quiet stranger in a 2-star hotel. You could learn to be a writer. I could read about you then. Or you could practice as a scholar and be my educated friend. And when you're feeling down, won't you have a little talk with yourself as if you were your own best friend? On the day that there's no such thing as easy, pick up that phone or come and see me. Gotta know when to work real hard and when to sit back down again. And I said, hey, 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 sit down, sit back down again. I'll meet you in that bar on Curtin Street when all the moving on is over. We can sit up on the roof and look down at the folks below. You can tell me about all the smiling faces and the cold and unknown places. I'm giving you all of my loves to keep it with you where you go. And when you're feeling down, won't you have a little talk with yourself as if you were your own best friend? On the day that there's no such thing as easy, pick up that phone or come and see me. Gotta know when to work real hard and when to sit back down again. And I said, hey, 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 sit down, yeah. Sit down, sit back down again. And I said, hey, 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 sit down, yeah. Sit down, sit back down again.
Yes. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Beautiful. It's a very emotional song.
Very emotional for me. Yeah, it is very emotional to perform it. Actually, yeah.
When you wrote that and you've got the production through now and you hear it, is there not closure so much, but is there do you get solace from it, or do you know?
I have to say, I love listening back to it, and where I get the most solace or the most emotion from it is when I hear somebody else telling me, oh, that reminds me, oh, my father died, or somebody close to me died, or my friend died, or whatever, or somebody left even for Australia, or whatever it is. If you miss somebody, the song applies to you, and you can get that sense of missing somebody through that song.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be death.
Absolutely not.
It's just missing someone.
It's really missing somebody in that big way, and the idea of sit back down again is like, it's like saying, before you go, I wish you could have stayed a bit longer before you left. That's really all it was.
Oh, that's a beautiful song. It really, really is. The album, as I say, 12 tracks. All the tracks in the album are written by yourself.
All except one. There's a song called "The Way It Should Be," which I had very minimal impact on. I changed one word of it. So a producer down in Dublin, a guy called Cian Boylan, he wrote that one. And at the start it was I'm a 2-bit player, and I changed that to I'm a trombone player because I am a trombone player. So,
but I know the story of the trombone, but maybe you'd share that. Your father had a music shop in centre Belfast.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he worked in a music shop in centre.
Oh, he worked in it. Sorry, beg your pardon.
He used to play in the show bands and stuff like that. The Hilton show band and a band called Stony Broke and all that. He played trombone in those bands back in the day, the show bands. Yeah. Sure. He had some great stories. He passed away back in March there.
Okay.
But he had some fantastic stories of the show band days and the crack that they had in those days. It was great.
But they were groundbreaking days. It was a groundbreaking era.
Absolutely.
When you hear people like, I'm sure you have no doubt your father talking about, they might have been playing for 6 hours.
Oh yeah.
There was no hour and a half, and that's me in my way.
Absolutely. No, definitely not.
And the travelling was just, you had to be cut out for it, like, fairness to them. Like, but
the crack was good though between them. You know, they had some fantastic stories. You know, all sorts of crack that they got up to. It was great.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, come here. The shop was blown up. Isn't that right?
That's right.
And there's a fire.
Yes. Dad was working in the shop and it was blown up by paramilitaries. I think it was 1983 or 94. I'm not sure. We were trying to pinpoint the year. I think it was 93. Not sure why it was blown up. I think it was just that falling out with somebody, and Dad was helping your man to clean the shop up on the third floor. The day after, there was a smoking pile of rubble. Dad described it as, and he was sort of sorting through the stuff to find out if there was anything salvageable. And he pulled out this trombone. It was a Yamaha student model trombone, and the case had all melted onto the trombone from the heat, you know.
Yeah.
But he pulled it out of the case there and he played Johnny Briggs. Remember the Johnny Briggs theme tune? You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember. Yes.
The Acrobat it's called officially, but it was the theme for a show called Johnny Briggs. And he played it there in the shop, and he brought it home to me then that night. He asked your man, here, could I take this home to our fella? He might want to play the trombone.
Yeah.
And I remember him coming in the front door. He had a trombone in one hand and he had a wee leather jacket in the other hand. And I don't know where he got this leather jacket from, but that was it. We spent that evening in together, cleaning the black plastic off the trombone with a Brillo pad at the sink. I remember it well, just like it was yesterday, really.
I know.
And he taught me how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star then that night in C major.
And that was your first go at playing an instrument?
That's my first go at the trombone.
And did he teach you then how to play it, or?
He gave me a few lessons then from that point. Yeah, we got a few. Well, he started me off, let's say, and then I went to a guy called Seamus Mulligan then, who gave me further lessons into it. You know, and I went up through then the music service and the SELB South Down music service then.
Okay.
And just graduated through there, and eventually found myself off to London, and you know, things weren't really working out at home for me at that time. I was a bit of a misfit at home. I thought, Dad said, you need to get out of here, you know. Go get out of here.
Where you go?
Go somewhere else, you know. Go to London and try it out.
Torture somebody else.
So I did. You know, I went off to London for 10 years.
But so that music scene in London at that time, did you automatically join into a band, or what way did that work? Because you were involved in a lot of bands, like.
I was just, you know, we have a fiver out the window and I'd arrive with a trombone and play a tune back in those days, you know. I did everything. I never turned the gig down, you know.
Yeah.
And that was all sorts. I started off doing like a trombone trio in old people's homes. We did for a while.
Right.
And the guy never really had much money to pay me. Sometimes he did, but other times he would pay me in books because he had loads of books at home. So he would pay me in books. But mind you, I got some good books out of it.
Are you a keen reader? Yeah.
I would read a bit. I try and read. You know, I think it's good for your head.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't call myself an avid reader, but I do read.
Yeah.
And other stuff I did, like the comedy clubs on the Sunday night I did in Greenwich, and did that for a long time. And that was 30 quid, you know, on a Sunday night. Then there was Denmark Street. I had a Tuesday residency there with a band called Don Pipkin. Those sort of the early days before, you know, I just did everything I could get.
And then you came along the way, a long part of your journey. You played trombone with Buster Bloodvessel.
That's right. Yeah.
Bad Manners.
That's right.
How did that come about?
Oh, that was an interesting one. Like, I've done a lot of playing with a guy called Tony Rico. He's a sax player. We played together in a band, lots of different bands in London. One of them was a band called Sam and the Wamp.
Aye.
As a mad band, we did a session together, and then the next thing, a year later, it was a one-hit wonder. A triple platinum selling record in Australia.
Yeah.
I think it was number 3 in Ireland for a while. And anyway, I played with him for ages, and he said to me, "Listen, I've got a gig for you." And I said, "What's the gig?" He said, "You ever heard of a band called Bad Manners?" And I said, "Aye, I think it's like that ska band, isn't it?" And he was like, "It is, aye." Next thing I knew, I was in a Winnebago. You know, like the Breaking Bad. Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Just exactly like that, Winnebago. It looked exactly the same, falling apart. And I remember being in a pub in London, waiting for your man waiting for the band to arrive to pick me up, and this Winnebago pulled out the front of the pub, and I thought, what have I got myself? And then he opened the door, and the first thing out of the door was a wee dog called Pip, and that was Buster Bloodvessel's dog that came on tour with us the whole tour. And we travelled Europe, and we travelled all over the UK and Ireland, did shows in Ireland as well, and it was a mad tour, like it was just mad, you know. And I did that for about 2 years.
He's still going strong.
I know.
He was back in Belfast. I think he's back again now shortly.
I think they're flat out touring now. They're
Would you ever catch up with them? No, you don't.
I stay in touch with them. Like, yeah, stay in touch with Adrian Cox, the sax player, and Tony, the other sax player, and some of the boys, Tom Massey from on the guitar as well. Yeah, keep in touch with them all.
Very good.
You know,
this album has been launched coming on the 11th. You launched it in Belfast.
We're trying to sort a date in the RCC actually for it at the minute.
Oh, right, okay.
We're trying to get that figured out, but we'll have all sorts of dates. Have lots of dates for a tour then in September already. We have 4 good dates there. Connolly's in Lepp on the 14th.
Yeah.
Then we've got Whelan's upstairs. We've got the Duncairn just outside of Belfast there.
American Bar.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and Dolan's as well in Limerick as well.
Oh, very good.
So we're sort of working away, you know, and adding more stuff to it all the time. So
the album, this is your first album. How did it take you to this time to get the album? You know, where did the bones come out of that?
I think like it's interesting that you asked that question. I feel like I was always too shy to sing in front of people. As you might not guess now, but I was just too self-conscious of my voice. And when George Ezra wanted a backing singer, I had to go and do an audition for that, and he said to sing into your phone. So I was too shy to do it in front of people, so I drove up to a place called Spelgadam just outside of Restrella.
I know it, yeah.
Do you know it?
Yeah, where the Electric Hill is.
That's right, yeah, Magic Hill, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's interesting that you know it.
I'll tell you how I know it. I was in the fire service for a long time, and we don't drive train, and they took us out. We ended up there, and your man said, "What do you see? Watch this fire engine." The fire engine went back up the hill.
No way.
I did genuinely. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly the hill. Yeah, I've done it plenty of times.
No
one ever believes you.
No, nobody believes you. But if you sit and watch a fire engine go up, free wheel backwards up the hill.
Yeah.
But that was, I know it well. So anyway, that's where you were.
You don't know a cousin of mine then, a guy called Kenny Moore from down that part of the woods. He's in the fire service down there, no?
Where's he in?
No. The Warren Point fire service he was in for a long time.
I probably know if I've seen him, you know. I met a lot of them boys.
Or Dio Loughlin is another fella.
Well, you see anybody up around Belfast that we met up in, they were a good crack now.
I'd say so, yeah.
All the training we done up there. Yeah. But anyway, so you went up there on this Spelgadam.
Yes, and I sat in my car, and I was too afraid of people hearing me at the time.
Yeah.
Singing. And so I just sort of sang into my phone in the car, and I sat there and took my time over it and did it over and over again until I found something I thought was good. And sent that over to George's MD then. Yeah. And that's how that came about.
And the rest is history. You're still a member of the George Ezra band.
As far as I'm aware. Yes,
he hasn't told you different.
No, we keep in touch, and yeah, it's all good.
That's amazing. Yeah. Do you know, we want to get more music. I'm going to take a commercial break here. We're going to come back with another tune. Matt, what song would you come back?
And the next one I'm going to do is a song called Broken Masterpiece. Yeah. It's the one I've just released there.
I know it.
So, yeah.
Back after this break.
Great.
Matt Benson.
Thanks, Paul.
The body is that of a 35-year-old. Significant lesions to the face, particularly the right temple, correlating to the intracranial hemorrhaging observed. Seatbelt abrasions clear across chest and abdomen. Broken femur and tibia, right leg. Blood alcohol is over the legal limit. Cause of death, drink driving. Drink and drive, and it could be you on the mortuary slab. A message from the Road Safety Authority. Visit rsa.ie.
The moment you got told the good news.
Rob, you made the panel.
When the lads added you into the group. Skipping nights out, missing the crack. Rewatching classics and learning new tricks. Being driven to the biggest game of your life by your mam. And then You finally come on in the 51st minute. It's the minor moments that last a lifetime. The Electric Ireland GAA Minor Championships. This is major.
At Maple Milford, we make everyday shopping simple with fresh meat, dairy, fruit and veg and all the essentials for your summer barbecues, picnics and everything in between. At Maple Milford, we've got you covered, and if you're planning to host, you'll find a fantastic selection of refreshing beverages and treats to keep the good times flowing. With great weekly deals and easy parking right outside, hopping in is quick, convenient and always worth it. Come and see what's in store. Maple Milford, fresh, convenient, local.
Broken masterpiece, standing in disease. I saw you climbing through the trees, and now you're hiding, but it sees you. It waits beneath, unseen like a thief, as listening to your breathing, silently perceiving. And down you go, you're climbing oh so slow. You don't know if it sees you, how no one will believe you. But there has to be something supernatural standing in the shadows. You think you heard footsteps just a second ago. Oh no. And then you feel something whisper in your ear, I'm the one that needs you. You're praying I'm a nightmare, and I'm just praying on you. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you, yeah. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you. Strange mistake that no one meant to make. The angels will disown you, cause his monster wants to hold you. A lack of grace, those eyes look painted on its face. Head turns to look towards you, master will reward you. And down you go, you're climbing oh so slow. You don't know if it sees you, how no one will believe you. But there has to be something supernatural standing in the shadows. You think you heard footsteps just a second ago. Oh no. And then you feel something whisper in your ear, I'm the one that needs you, yeah. You're praying I'm a nightmare, and I'm just praying on you. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you, yeah. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you, yeah. I want you to listen when I tell you that it's true. It's not what you believe, it's what believes in you, yeah. I want you to listen when I tell you that it's true.
Yes. Wow. Thank you very much indeed. Hot Press have said that Broken Masterpiece is now on their Spotify playlist. So that's a nice pat in the back, isn't it, from Hot Press?
Oh yeah, I was delighted to hear that. Yeah, when they did that. Yeah, really, really happy. I think the production of the song is great. You know,
Yeah.
on the record, Cian Boylan, they're down in Dublin, did a fantastic job, and the production of it.
Yeah, you have a uniqueness in your voice, which I, which I love. The fact that if I hear your songs, I know it's you. You know, so that's that to me is a sign of a great singer and a great lyrics when they're put together like that. You played Club Yo last week.
I did indeed, yeah.
That was your first time.
Yeah, my first time. I've been there a few times watching, and I always love it.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, one day maybe I'll get a chance to do it.
Aye.
And 2 days' notice, Moya called me up. She got her number from Billy Robinson, give her a number, and she called me up and said, "Here, do you fancy doing it?" And I couldn't quite believe my luck. You know, I thought, absolutely. I didn't feel like I was particularly ready to do it, but I just gave it a go anyway, and it went really, really well. It really did. It was fantastic.
What I love about there is it's the whole ambience, the whole atmosphere in the place. It's music lovers who will sit and listen to you and appreciate that.
Yes.
And it must be great as a performer to play to that type of audience, you know. So.
Yes, it's actually quite rare. Sadly, I don't know, sad, but it's hard to get an audience that really come to listen.
Yeah.
You know, and will hear every lyric and they'll be with you in that journey. You know.
You're playing the American Bar in Belfast this coming Sunday.
Yes.
What kind of venue is that? Small type venue too as well?
It's similar in some ways. It doesn't have the same history really at all, or this, but it does have a very, very loyal music following.
Aye, that's
and people that come in there, they really just are there to hear music, and they really want to hear you, sing your heart out, So yeah, it's a great night, and I'm really looking forward to that one too. Actually, I think there's about 10 tickets left for that.
Nice one.
So we're selling a wee bit. So
you're a Ross Trevor man, but you're based now in Falcarra.
Yes.
How did that journey? How did you end up in Falcarra? I suppose there's an obvious answer, but.
Well, my wife now, Lucy, has always loved it there, and would have spent an awful lot of time there growing up, and has always been there and back, and her sister's there, and so Lucy over the years was like, maybe we could go.
Oh, she's not from there.
She's not from there.
Oh, there you are now.
Not Lucy's Belfast.
Aye.
But our sister's been there a long time, and there's roots there now, and we feel like part of the community there now as well. I played in the Shamrock there, the Shamrock Bar last Friday, or last Thursday, sorry, and it feels like home now.
That's good.
It's starting to really feel like home, and I swear there's no place else on earth like it. And the people are fantastic.
Well, that's great. That's great to hear. Oh, I know that, I know there. Falcarra's a place very close to me. I heard. I've been there many, many times.
Yes.
Stayed down it loads of times, and it's beautiful.
It
Come
really
here, and I'm looking at who you played with. It's more a question to who you haven't played with. You actually played with Neil Hammond.
Yes, yeah.
Divine Comedy.
Divine Comedy.
Is that in a film? What's the film?
It was a soundtrack for a film that we did down in Camden Studios down in Dublin.
Yeah.
It's close to the end of the pandemic. I got a call to come down and play some trombone on a thing that he was doing. He was doing the music for a film called Lola, which is about a time traveling radio. I'm actually in the film as well. If you keep your eyes peeled, you'll see me just for a split second. We had to shave our beard off for the thing, so you might not recognise me. But I'm in there for just a split second, and it was a pleasure to work with Neil Hannon. Like, he's a very lovely man, and he was really, really sound and really nice and easy to work with on that day. Just a lovely man.
Quincy Jones describes you as a great trombone player. Quincy Jones?
Quincy Jones, yeah. He was a gentleman as well.
God,
he really was.
They don't get much bigger than Quincy Jones.
I have to say, I was kind of happy with that. Like, he got me on a good day. We were playing in Montreux Jazz Festival, and the tour manager was a fella from Dublin, actually, Trevor Plunkett, and he came running into me after the gig, and he said, "Here, Quincy Jones wants to see the brass section downstairs now." And I said, go away. I don't believe you, And he said, no. He looked at me again. He said, no, Quincy Jones wants to see the brass section now. And I think I did another one. I was like, go away. But there he was. He did. And we went down, and I went straight up and shook his hand, me and the two girls from the brass section. And he said, "You were great tonight. I loved it. I really loved it. You were great." And he was fantastic. We sat there for a good hour, 45 minutes anyway, just talking about his love of music and his journey. And he said on the way out the door, he said, "Don't stop till you get enough." He said, so he did the Michael Jack.
Class.
That's the song.
But
So
they don't, as I say, they don't get much better than Quincy Jones.
absolutely
And
not.
you,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
privileged,
played along with the
you know.
Pogues when Shane McGowan was there.
That's right. Yeah, Bristol Harbourside, 2014, like 1st of June, I think it was. Their usual trombone player couldn't make it, so a friend of mine is their sax player, Pete Fraser,
Yeah.
has been playing with them a long time, and he said, "Here, do you fancy a gig with Pogues?" And then he jumped out of my skin. I've always loved the Pogues. I've always been a big fan, and I was like, absolutely, I couldn't wait to do it. And I got chatting to him afterwards. I said, I said, I was your trombone player in your band tonight. And he said, no. And he told me that the trombone was his favourite instrument. We make of that what you will. I said, I'll give you a lesson if you fancy. And he sort of dozed. He closed his eyes and he put his head down, and he sort of it's like he went to sleep. But I was chatting to Ben, the banjo player from the band, Jem, sorry. When Shane put his head down like that, I was saying, "Here, if you ever need a trombone player again, I'll do it any time at all. I'll do it for free if you want." I said, "And the more trombone players you have, the better." I said, "So you could have two." Just joking around, you know.
Yeah, very good.
And Shane McGowan comes to, puts his head back up, and he starts singing 78 trombones on the big parade. You know that song?
Yep.
And the original lyric is 76. Now, I thought he added 2 on by mistake at the time, but then I realised a wee bit later that he had added 2 on because I was talking about having 2 extra trombones in the band.
So he's listening all the time.
he was listening the whole time.
Helen O'Hagan says, watching from Liverpool, love Matt's new tune. And Terry Russell, hello to you, Terry, this evening. He said, the beautiful song and a wonderful tribute to your sister. That's the first one. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Rosemary
Appreciate
Hurd
that.
says, beautiful. And Dolores is tuning in from the Rosses. And Aidan Laird said, what a class voice. And Jer Roach, I beg your
Jer.
pardon, said, go Matt.
Great. Thanks very much, Jer.
So the album, you're pleased with the album?
I'm very proud of the album. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really am. Very,
Yeah.
very proud. I couldn't be more proud of it, and I can't wait for people to hear it.
Oh, we can't wait for it to be out there for people. It's not available yet.
It's not available until the 11th of July.
Yeah.
There's 4 tunes out there now on Spotify and stuff,
Yeah.
but the whole thing, the 4 tunes that are out are very different, and I feel like they don't necessarily all make sense when they're heard together.
Yes.
But when the whole album gets out there,
Yeah.
it starts to make sense. You know, it starts to be, oh right, there's a narrative right across this whole album. You know,
Yeah.
and I hope that people enjoy it.
Is there one specific narrative through it, or is it just different?
It's really a story. It's a largely a story of my life, you know, and a lot of it, all the stories are relatable to me in some way.
Aye.
And I feel like I've gotten to know myself better, actually, in the process of writing it in a funny sort of a way. You know, and afterwards in the few interviews that I've done and stuff like this,
Yeah.
it sort of teases it out of you a bit more. You're looking for more of yourself in it, and I swear
Excellent.
it's been a lovely process.
Aye, it's great that. Are you a songwriter that has a back catalogue of half songs and quarter songs and bits and pieces? Are you?
Of course, yeah, of course I am. Well, I do like to try and get them finished, and
Yeah.
I do like to try and make sense out of them. That's my thing. I love to put something on paper that sounds good, and then I have to make that make sense.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a great process you have with it, and I just want to wish you well because
Thanks, Paul.
it's going to go well, this album, because the songs that you have released so far are just absolutely beautiful, really well written, well produced, and well sung, and
Thanks, Paul.
Before we finish up, the George Ezra Band obviously is a major thing for, when you mention that name, people go, wow,
Yeah.
Is the plan to sort of continue with that, or is it sort of form your own, or do you just go with the flow?
I think the plan is a bit of both. I'd love to keep doing the George Ezra Band now is just like family to me. You know,
Yeah.
everyone on there. We lived on a bus there. The last tour was 18 months basically, and the tour before that was 2.5 years. You know, and you're home for a day or two here and there. It's not a little part of the year; it's your whole life. With that, it's a very hard touring band. You know, or
It's
at
not
least
rock
it
and
has
roll.
been.
It's not fantastic life either. It's a tight lifestyle, like.
Tight life. You can't be late. You know, you
No.
can't be late for a bus call. You know, and that if you are, it'll be noted. You know, so it's professional stuff, and you have to be on your A game really, like, and just giving it everything you have all the time. You know, that's the way. to do it and try and have a smile on your face too and enjoy yourself as well, you know.
Of course, of course.
And,
have you recorded with George as well? Have you played on the recordings?
Yeah, the last album there, Gold Rush Kid, we were on that album. He used the touring band for that album, which is not.
No, you don't hear that often, don't you? No?
It's a sign. It's a measure of George, you know, that he wanted to use his friends and his touring band for the.
And he trusted you enough,
Yes,
as
yes.
musicians,
Yeah.
with his songs, you know.
Yeah.
And there's no point in me asking you what's he like as a nice fella. Obviously, he must be, because you must gel well, or you wouldn't be touring that length of time.
Oh my God. They say it trickles down from the top. You know, if you'll see bands going around and you can tell that it's not a good vibe in the bus or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe the lead singer might be X, Y, and Z, you know, and it's just not working out. George is the opposite. He just is lovely, and he's always had a lot of time for us, and he treats us all really well, and he's like our friend, you know.
That's good.
So
well, that'll come across, you see, doesn't it? Really,
I
you
think
know,
so.
in that finished product. Oh,
I hope
excuse
so.
me.
Yeah.
Jared Mulholland said hello.
There's Charlie. Well,
And
how's it going, Charlie?
Matthew McGrath, great stuff, Matt. Pat Wilson says, looking forward to Sunday again in the American Bar.
That's class. Thanks very much, Pat.
Ewan Carr, absolutely brilliant, class interview, and what's that, superb singing, Matt. So well done.
I didn't know everybody could see it, so that's great.
Oh, there you go. Oh, the people are watching. Don't you
Class.
worry about that. We're going to take another commercial break, Matt, and we're going to come back with the final track, and that would be
Thanks, Paul. That's going to be a tune called Glory.
lovely.
Yeah,
On the way after this break. Don't go away.
Thanks, Paul.
It's the 50% off mega summer sale at Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring. Up to 50% off all tiles, wood flooring, outdoor porcelain tiles, cladding and bathware. Everything in store has been slashed in price. The Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring 50% off mega summer sale. Stores nationwide. Sale now on.
Who's watching your home while you're asleep, at work, or on holiday? With the Sheridan Security Alarm System, you can be assured of round-the-clock monitoring. Our central monitoring station is on duty 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, monitoring homes and businesses in the Northwest for intruder, fire, panic, and medical signals, giving you the peace of mind you deserve. Sheridan Security Systems, Bonagee, Letterkenny, protecting what you value most. Call us for a free quotation on 9126 6025.
Thunder in July, lightning lit the sky, electrified. Glory be thy guide. That's my boy, time to go, time to get up, my little hero, up for the show. Time is wasting, don't you know that if you search for glory, you might find it, don't you know? And once you get it, then you better let it go. 'Cause like the preacher sings on long-wave radio, put your heavy burdens on the floor. Put your heavy burdens on the floor. Ah, put your heavy burdens on the floor. Ever easy, and I don't think that it should be. Only rule that I know is you don't fight them, you don't grow. Or you do, or you don't. You chase it, or like some songbird that never sings. You could search for glory and you might find it, don't you know? Once you get it, then you better let it go. And like the preacher sings on long-wave radio, put your heavy burdens on the floor. 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 But nothing is ever easy, and I don't think that it should be.
Thank you very much. That is Matt Benson in studio, and the album Broken Masterpieces released on Friday week, the 11th of July. And if you're in and around Belfast this coming Sunday, you can catch Matt live in the American Bar. Matt, your social media platforms, what are you on, as they say?
Instagram and Facebook are two. I try to use Instagram a little bit more than torturing everybody I know on Facebook. You know,
I know.
It's a bit less. It's like a bit less personal on Instagram, but I'm active on Facebook too. You know.
So that's good. Matt Benson.
Thanks, Paul.
Eileen Jarvis, looking forward to the American Bar, and Pat Wilson's a pile of handshakes there, waves. So thank you very much.
How are you? Pat's great. Thanks,
Matt, it's been an absolute delight. As I say, I was looking forward to this so much because I heard you on that night with Jimmy, and it was one of them conversations that I just sat back and listened in the house and was part of it. So it's an amazing. The album is a masterpiece. It's going to be so much. It's going to do so much for you. I know it is, and all we can do is wish you all the best of luck. Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it, Paul. Thanks very much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome anytime. Matt Benson, folks. Thank you very much indeed.